How's it going, everybody? This is Taco Movie Talks, episode 8, and this is the last movie that I will be recording for today, the end of the recording session. And it is allergy season here, as you may or may not be able to tell. But nonetheless, I am psyched to talk about this final movie. It is a Werner Herzog flick, and he is definitely one of the directors that I first became very, very interested in. He has a lot of the great aspects that I've been seeing in great directors that I am now beginning to really dip my toes into. And I think definitely as far as this video series has gone, he's been the most covered director. And let's jump right into it because it's another great one. And man, as you can tell from all the shots done that are on this slide, like yeah, it's Herzog. It might be 2016, but it's the same man that that you love that's gonna risk that biscuit he's gonna risk it to get the biscuit. He's not gonna risk the biscuit. I mean, that's what he's doing it for, right? You know what I mean? But, yeah, he's up close and personal with volcanoes in Into the Inferno. But there's so much more to this film than just, "Hey, let's look at the active volcano. Let's just put a camera on this volcano and, let's just look at it," you know? Because if it was just that, if it was such a surface level movie as that, it wouldn't be as good, and Herzog probably wouldn't slap his name on it. He is able to really dive deep into a lot of different cultures, the way that different tribes, different nations look at these things. He's able to tell the stories of people who have become obsessed with it in maybe a way that he was able to through his appreciation of the people who cover it and his experience with it. Because early on in his career, he had a kind of a story about a whole island, I believe, that was evacuated except for one man, and that was kind of the first time that a volcano was a big part of his source material in a documentary, and then he follows it up with a scientist working in Antarctica, in which he was able to find the person that he directed this film with the last name of Oppenheimer. Pretty cool, huh? You know, 2 wildly destructive forces between the more famous Oppenheimer and the one who has put his name on this film as well, but it's it's deeper than just volcanoes, and it's definitely being able to look at this volcano, the volcanoes that they cover is really neat that he has kind of the lens of someone super experienced and obviously someone who's dedicated their life to this, and a director who's able to kind of find the more interesting aspects to the people surrounding them, to religions surrounding volcanoes, to belief systems behind volcanoes. I mean, we get footage in North Korea because of Herzog, which is very, very rare. And obviously, him pushing the limits as he always does, but in a different way than what we normally see. And we get to see Iceland and how it's affected them. We get to see a tribe that makes a religion based on someone who had studied volcanoes back 20 some years ago, or probably even maybe 30 or 40 years ago. I'm not exactly sure on the date, but it's really cool. It you can tell there's a deep fascination that Herzog has and a deep respect in covering these topics that allows us to kind of look at something that is a cool subject to be covered and look at it um in a way that we can kind of reignite that passion that we might have had growing up for this magical and mysterious natural, you know, occasion or what you would like to call it, occurrence, I guess would maybe be a better word. But Herzog is just he's such a cool dude, I think, and being able to see himself in his documentaries, you really get a sense for who he is, and he's a scholar first and foremost. He's always trying to learn, and being able to see that side of him makes things very, very neat. And the shots and the situations he's able to get himself in this documentary are so cool. It elevates it from what you would like a National Geographic, which are good in their own right, into something completely new and completely different. We get to look at this subject through a completely different lens, which gives me its narrative is very much compelling, and it takes us on a journey that we would never expect when jumping into this. It's on Netflix. Came out years and years ago, but it stayed on there, and I believe it's a Netflix original. It's definitely something that you should check out because on the surface, I think even myself, I was like, yeah, that looks cool, but it was never compelled to actually dive into it. And then it was my, obsession with checking out and consuming as much Herzog material as possible that led me to watch this. And I'm so glad I did, and I hope that I can convince at least one person watching this video to check it out because I think you'll enjoy it just as much as I did because it was really good, and he was able to pack a lot of just intriguing moments, a lot of amazing shots. I mean, he's so well known for getting these shots in nature that are breathtaking and that we don't see very often from a lot of directors, and it makes he's able to show us that in a very beautiful way. And this film has probably some of the most beautiful shots of nature, and very compelling as a whole. Everything you could want in a nature documentary, as I said on my review in Letterbox. It's good. uh, Bordering on great. It's very, very good, bordering on great. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. It is definitely one that I hope you will check out. And I'm glad you checked this video out. If you made it this far, hey, don't be a stranger. Be sure to comment down below whether you like this new format, whether you don't like this new format. I will take no offense to it whatsoever. I'm trying to gain some insight into what you as viewers appreciate more. And also like the video and subscribe if you haven't already because it's small thing on your part, but it helps the channel as a whole, because this is something that no matter what, I'm going to continue to do. But getting that allows it to become more of a beast, to where maybe more people will get to see it because of the traction that it is gaining through likes and subscriptions coming from it. So again, please be sure to do that. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching this one, and I will catch you on the flippity floop. Also, there's going to be videos coming out soon, as there's going to be more videos coming out later this very week, or at least the week of when this is being recorded. So a few days from when this actually premieres. So again, I will catch you on the flippity floop.